and say what we're doing.
This is fascinating. We're looking at a computer
in front of the camera. This is entertainment. What we want to do is we want to pick out the kind of chicken that we would raise to start our dual purpose breed of chicken here on our homestead.
Two purposes.
Two purposes. What's the first purpose?
We want more eggs in the winter.
Yeah.
When our
so that we can give them away.
We're not going to give them all away.
The point is to have enough that we can sell to our customers, and also to have enough that I can make blueberry muffins when I feel like it. And hard-boiled eggs. I miss my hard-boiled eggs. I want hard-boiled eggs again. So since we've been selling so many, I haven't had very many to do what I want with. So it will be good to have a larger flock, I think, of laying hens. But also so that as our hens get older, or we find that some of them aren't very nice, that kind of thing, we can send them to freezer camp. So yeah.
And that's the dual purpose. That's the second purpose.
That's the second purpose.
We're gonna kill them and put them in the freezer.
We're gonna eat them.
Oh.
Okay, so the first breed that I'm interested in is called a Buckeye. And so this chicken is, I don't know, it's very pretty. It's got red feathers and a pea comb, which is the little comb on its head, and light brown eggs. But it's a nice older breed that was made in Ohio, and interestingly it was one of the only breeds that was developed by a woman. So it's kind of a rare breed, but it's also a nice, calm, friendly, sweet breed. So that was one of the reasons why I thought that would be a good one for us. We don't like the mean chickens, or the ones that are a little ornery. So we've got a few that I would consider very ornery, and I'd rather not have those kinds of chickens again. Another one is the Welsomer. This is, I think it was the chicken that Kellogg's used in their commercial for, what would that be, Frosted Flakes?
No, that was Tony the Tiger.
That was Tony the Tiger. What did they use a rooster for? Was it just cornflakes? Maybe it's just cornflakes. So one of the reasons I like these ones is that they are a bigger breed, but they're also dark eggs. Now, the thing about the eggs that you might not like is that it's got the speckles on it.
That doesn't bother me.
Okay, because you had thought that your customers might think something was diseased on it or something.
If it's supposed to be that way.
It's supposed to be that way. I was really surprised because I thought they're beautiful, and you were like... So yeah. Okay, good, because I like those because they're nice and dark brown and have pretty spots. So, and another one is one we saw when we were at the county fair, which is a Delaware. I did have these all pulled up, so it would have been a lot nicer. To do it that way. Oh well. Best laid plans. So this, the one thing I don't like about the Delawares, and this is a little bit sort of dumb, is that they're kind of a white chicken. And I don't know. Maybe I have...
White chickens are boring?
I have maybe some sort of racist issue with white chickens. I have a problem with the white ones. We have one white one. She's a really sweet chicken though, so maybe I should get over it. They do have a nice black kind of
I like the idea of being able to tell which ones are going to be the meat chickens just by looking at them. Not have to
Oh, that doesn't
really scrutinize to see which ones are we going to turn into meat.
They're going to age a certain way, and so we will know these chickens were the chickens from fall of 2019 because they're the breed that we bought that time.
Okay. You can select the chickens for the chopping block, and I'll man the chopping block for you.
If you say so. Brian's a little worried about the blood. He thinks it's going to be a bloodbath. That he's worried about how many buckets he needs for the blood. Which is, I think, pretty funny because chicken is how big?
Oh, we haven't.
They can't be full of blood.
We haven't actually.
We haven't done it before.
Cut a chicken head off before, so.
In all fairness, Bryan grew up in suburbia, and so sometimes little country bumpkin me thinks that something is just obvious, and everybody should know that because I grew up with my first experience with a rooster was one attacking me, and my grandpa chopped its head off. So bye-bye rooster. And that was just always, you got chickens from grandma and grandpa's. You got eggs from grandma and grandpa's. You got beef from grandma and grandpa's. When you went to grandma and grandpa's, you got good eggs. You got all this stuff every day. So yeah, I was lucky that way, I think.
Well, it's not necessarily the quantity of blood as it is the spray pattern. Or the flapping around in the spray
That's
pattern.
That's why we use the cones, because otherwise, when you would do it the old way, where you would take their head and you would put it on a chopping block and knock their head off, the chicken would run around and spray the yard.
Yeah, exactly.
It was gross.
Yeah.
It was gross. I remember it being gross. Yeah, and weird. Just weird. So, I mean, there's nothing to make that not weird. No amount of watching heads run around without chickens run around without their heads is not weird. So, I like what your dad said your grandpa did, which is just
wring their necks.
Yeah, which is sort of what you do with rabbits too, is you would take it by its head and go punk. And I can remember that from friends of ours. So anyways, that's a big digression. So another option is the Rhode Island Red.
Yeah, we had one of those.
We did.
It wasn't a very good chicken.
It was a rooster. He was weird. Okay, then we'll skip that one since this is another one. The Sussex chicken. Oops. Not Sus, just Sussex. The computer is trying to be helpful. It's not being very helpful. There we go. So this one is another one that I think is just a pretty dual purpose one. It's also a good one in terms of the Livestock Conservancy, so it's an much older breed. I like the idea of having chickens that are more of a heritage breed, so that suits my purposes some, to have heritage type chickens. And so their eggs range in a very light to almost a pinky color, which is kind of pretty. But I really like how the speckled Sussex looks. It's got red with spots, and it's supposed to also have it's a very calm breed. What maybe isn't so great about it is that they're really good for foraging and free ranging, and so since we have to keep our chickens cooped because of predators, we're in a area that is actually designated as a riparian refuge, so we have a lot of hawks, and so our predator protection is intense because of that, but then also because we are just down the hill or up the hill from a creek, and we have a pack of coyotes that runs that creek. In addition, we also have some raccoons that are fairly vicious, so we have fairly heavy predator pressure right here, I would say, so that's a difficulty.
It was like last month that you heard a hawk actually carry off a neighbor's chicken?
It was crazy. It seemed like this hawk carried this chicken right over my head, and I just heard this horrible chicken noises. And I knew it wasn't my chickens because I was standing in front of them and they were just sort of doing their chicken thing. And so it was just terrible noise though. So I don't really want to have my chickens taken off that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a little bit awful. Particularly because you hear the horrible noises that sound like chicken screams.
And then they stop.
Ugh. Yeah, poor chicken. So, yeah, so we have our Buckeyes, Welsumers, Delawares, Speckled Sussex. We vetoed the Rhode Island Red.
Overall, I'd say a calm breed of chicken would be most important. As far as what the chicken looks like, it doesn't matter to me. The eggs, I'd rather have a larger size than any particular kind of color, but that's a lower priority, I think, when it comes to meat chicken. A chicken that you can get a good amount of meat off of, I think, would be more important than the size of the eggs.
Yeah, and I did look at like Orpingtons, but our Orpingtons tend to be mean, so I don't know that I want another buff Orpington in there that's going to peck me and hiss at me when I'm in there at night and it's up on the roost or whatever. Our two Orpingtons are just, well, Butterscotch isn't so bad, but Marshmallow is not a marshmallow. She's so mean. She is so mean. Yeah. The other one that I was interested in is called a partridge. So if I can find it, I may have to search. Partridge rock. And this is another one of those heritage breeds. And it's similar to the Rhode Island Red, I think, in how it looks, but it's actually a cross between a partridge and a rock, and we like our barred rocks, and those rocks are really nice chickens. The eggs are very similar to the barred rocks, I think, so, but they're very beautiful. Yeah, with the red colors, and yeah, so and they do have a large number of eggs as well, so friendly and calm chickens.
Okay.
So those are kind of my top picks. So the Buckeyes, Welsumers, Delawares, Speckled Sussex, and Partridge Rocks. So,
is there a significant price difference, or?
There's a little difference between them, but not
very much.
Not very much. Yeah. I'm actually. What do you think about maybe getting a mix?
get a couple,
Yeah,
see what we
for
like.
this time to see what we like and what turns out to be a nice meat that we like, and
Yeah.
I can band them when we get them bigger and put them in. That's what we're gonna have to start doing anyways, is putting bands on them as we put them in the coop. Once they get big enough to go in the coop, they get their little wristband. they meet the rest of the flock, just to add extra trauma to our chickens' lives. So, yeah. Sound like a plan?
I think that's a good plan.
Yep. We'll leave the Rhode Island Red off, though. Although those are supposed to be really nice meat. Yeah. We should have eaten Red. He escaped.
Yeah,
And we couldn't get him back. And he went, it was so weird, he went and lived in our bamboo for a while. And I couldn't get him out of there. And he's so wily that I couldn't get him again. I felt bad, but...
Probably eaten by a coyote.
Probably, but we never saw anything. So, poor chicken. He would have had a much better life if he would have went back in his chicken coop with his ladies, but oddly enough, I think he was afraid of Socks. Socks is our tiny little bantam rooster who rules over the world with great authority and enjoys sitting on the top of the chicken porch and oversees all the ladies and does his little rooster noise at them. And yeah, he's very roostery. He's really funny. But this giant red chicken was afraid of him, even though he was like 3 times bigger. Roosters are weird. So anyways, I think we've made a decision now, so we'll show you our chicks when they come in. Yay.
All right.
I'm having a bad day, a really bad day. So I got Bryan a present, because that's what you do. You get your significant other presents that are really for you. Bryan.
Hey, what's up?
I got you a present.
You did? Uh-oh. They sound like tasty chickens. Oh, there's 2 of them. See?
Can you see what's weird about them?
I don't know what's weird about them. Usually you get more than 2. That's what's weird about them.
Well, there's some coming in the mail this week.
Oh,
Tomorrow, today, something like that. Whenever you get your text message saying,
oh, these things have little naked necks.
Pick one up and show the camera. YouTube wants to see a naked neck chicken.
You can see it from the back.
You gotta hold it still. There we go. It's got a little naked neck. Hi, naked. Naked black neck and naked yellow neck.
All right, here you go.
Hi, chickens.
Today is pretty cool. I just got a phone call from the post office, and we've got some baby chickens to go pick up. What do you think they are, Wendy?
Chickens.
Yeah, they're chickens.
They're making chicken noises. That's how I know. They really get this in here good, don't they? Oh, hi babies. babies. Oh, it's so cold. Okay. Don't fly. There's your water. Right there. You can jump up there. I'm trying to show you your water. Here's your water. Put your face in it. They're so scrambled. Dirty little puffballs. Can you see that the water's there? She knows where the water is. Get your beak in.
How many chickens did we get?
How many are there? 16. Nope, don't get all wet. It's your face. Do you know? There you go.
It's so cute when they're scrambly little chickens.
Oh, see, they're already finding the little mama warmer. And they woke up the little naked necks. Oh, so loud. There we go.
A few of our new little meat chickens were having a hard time falling asleep. So I'm going to read them a little bedtime story. Once upon a time, little chickens, there were these really special baby chickens who were destined to be dinner. To kill a chicken, hang it by its legs, and wearing gloves, grasp the head with the comb in your left hand. Insert the knife into one side of the throat and cut to the opposite side as you withdraw it. You will know you cut major blood vessels when blood gushes out. Now find the groove in the roof of the mouth and force the knife into the rear part of the bird's skull, piercing the brain. A squawk indicates that you have done the job. If done properly, this relaxes the muscles holding the feathers which are then easily removed. Although the bird will be dead, the heart will keep beating and will pump blood out. Hang a blood cup to catch the blood and keep it from splashing. Are you guys ready for bed now? Good.